you play sport as recreation. You don't think where you're going to reach tomorrow. You don't think whether you will end up playing professional sport or not. But that lends you that pedestal, that lends you that springboard to the next level. Maybe you go on to become a successful footballer, cricketer, hockey player.
True,
You don't know
true,
what
true.
else.
Very
Yeah.
true. So I just want to ask you, Rika, that generally we are trying to inculcate sports in the neighborhood, like we are trying to build these kind of facilities in neighborhood schools, because school is the only place where they have land for sports. And inch by inch we are trying to build like futsal and volleyball or basketball or tennis or new games like maybe pickleball and paddle also. The only problem is that here parents don't play. They are not into sports. So the children think our parents are surviving without playing. But and the children don't think it's so necessary, especially smaller children, because they don't think fitness is something or something.
Parents are not good role models.
Yes.
So I think what you are doing is, in a way, getting the playing arena to near their house, at their doorstep, just outside their houses. And it is a very good way of encouraging the city kids and telling them, look, we are right next door. Come and experience, even if you don't play. Spend that 1 hour that you're spending on PlayStation in a play arena.
Yeah.
Try to kick a ball, try to hit a ball, try to do whatever you like, some sort of a functional activity, or run around the stuff, whatever you like to do. Today when there is just so much talk around mental health,
Yeah.
what better way to harness better mental health than to push a kid out of the house and push the kid into a playing arena and experience fresh air like
This is one
this.
of the best ways for meditation also. Basically,
Yeah,
sports,
meditation, focus, and you kind of, the drive to do well, the drive to do things. When you see competition around you, you know what competition is and what is it to be competitive and yet not be nasty. What does sport teach us? Sports teaches us to fall and rise, to be a good loser, to be a good winner, at the same time a good loser. Even if you don't go on to become a Neeraj Chopra or a Virat Kohli, even if you play till a certain level, the education that sports is going to give you is going to last you lifelong. Whatever you go on to become, it doesn't matter. You will become someone with, a stable. It's very important to have a stable mind. We hear so many stories of suicides among teenagers, youth. That's one of the way, the pressure. They are not being able to, today's youth is not being able to cope up with the pressure. And one of the ways to, cope up with that pressure is pushing them into arenas like this. And we are not telling them play professional sport. Experience activity. I think that should be the pitch. Experience and activity, rather than, when you say come and play sport, people think that they will probably have to, you are inviting them to become Virat Kohli. That's not the thing. We are not even asking that. We are asking them to experience what it feels like to be in the middle of a playing arena and do some activity.
So basically, you want them to be more sporty. Let them come, let them play.
The time they are playing on the PlayStation, and the best thing I feel, when you come out and play, you get so tired that raat ko you're not scrolling your YouTube till 1 o'clock at night.
You're sleepy at
Yeah,
night at
you've
10
kind of
10.
exhausted you. You've done your day, you've done your work, you're exhausted, and you've packed up, and you have good night's sleep.
Very true, very true. Like I've been talking to a lot of parents here, and we all tell them, when was the last time you have come as a family to play? Because if you see Europe and all, they are Saturdays, Sundays, all of them are going to a playground. Either they are watching or playing, but something to do with sports. Here, everybody is going to a mall, eating in a...
I think you have to, Nasik, tell them that if you have to take care of your anxiety levels, growing anxiety levels of living in a city, you have to come to experience a playing arena. You have to come to a playing arena. You have to experience fresh air, something different than your computers that you're constantly looking at.
Yes, very true.
And you know, it's not just about sports today. So many kids I see, and even parents, you're talking about having wrong posture.
Yeah.
Having the right posture is a big challenge these days. To stand up straight and have the right posture is a challenge. And how do you do that sitting on the desk all day?
Yeah. No, very
So I
true, very
think-
true. I think that's what we just wanted to hear a little bit
Yeah,
about.
I think you know, it was great spending time with all of you here, knowing, understanding, and feeling the energy of this space. And as a journalist, I think what I can tell you is, whenever I have, you know, big shows to do, I will now probably come and trouble all of you by setting up our cameras and doing some shows from your or
Yeah.
from your venue, so that people get to know some action is happening right around their building or
Yes.
in the middle of their colony. Also, you know, just see what is it like to be in a venue like this. I have grown up in Calcutta with a lot of sport around me. I have experienced nothing but the beauty and bounty of sport, as one would say.
You were speaking about Mohan Bagan, that you
Yeah,
are
so
from the same family.
yeah,
Can you say something
my
about it?
ancestral house actually is where the club was born in 1889. So there's a plaque outside. One can go and see what it is like. And in the initial years, so it was born out of a humble fund, and a lot of players would stay in that house. You know, with a lot of the erstwhile very famous players would stay. They had their houses, and they were looked after very well by the family, because otherwise a club wouldn't
was
come up.
difficult, yeah.
But yes, those were the heydays of Bengal in terms of sports. I would say it's declined because, again, as you're saying, that not many people are playing. Things have changed, generations have changed. My dad played rugby, by the way.
Wow.
And so, you know, being a Bengali, I thought two things I needed to know while growing up. Otherwise, I would literally be boycotted in my joint family with sports and politics. If I didn't know my sports, if I didn't know my politics, I would be
You
boycotted
had
by
to
my
read
cousins.
the Telegraph for sure every day.
Yeah, statesman back in those
Statesman,
days.
okay.
Yeah. So I had to be really updated with my sports and politics and be able to, you know, really make sense of sports. Not intellectualize sports, but, you know, the fun things. There is just so much about experiencing the energy of sports that you experience leaves a lasting impression in your life.
Yes. No, we have been trying to bring people here just to experience, do a trial class, do some things, and people are coming, and whoever comes, they love the place, and but people don't have the mindset that they have to go and play and come and do something in
Yes,
sports.
I don't know. See, people say we don't have time, but I think time is something you make. Everyone is very busy, running from one end to another end, and not having time, I think, is an excuse.
Yes. Thank you, Rika.
Thank you very much.